enraged by this and summoned his own magicians to seek vengeance. His most powerful mage gave him a pendant of protection and told him to wear it around his neck as he slept. The pharaoh did as his mage told him, and the next night the servitors of the Ethiopian mage returned to kidnap the pharaoh again. When they went to seize him, the protective pendant activated, and before the pharaoh's eyes all of the invaders were surrounded by a plume of fire and were burned to ash. The pharaoh and his magician then created their own artificial men and sent them to Ethiopia to kidnap the king and drag him back to Egypt. After they had done so, the king of Ethiopia was beaten with 500 whacks of wooden clubs and then returned to his kingdom as a broken man. The king of Ethiopia tried to have a protective charm created for himself, but his mages could not produce one that was stronger than the magic of Egypt. For 3 nights, the king was kidnapped and beaten in Egypt, then returned to Ethiopia. On the 4th day, he humbled himself before the glory of our pharaoh, and then was beaten no more. He banished his own magicians from his kingdom and told them not to return until they had found a spell that would embarrass all of Egypt. Osiris then looked back to the Ethiopian visitor and asked him again if what he had said was written on the sealed letter. "It is true," the Ethiopian visitor said. He then broke the seal on the letter and read what was written. His words matched exactly the story that Osiris had told. "I admit that the magic of Egypt is great." The Ethiopian visitor apologized and then begged to be set free and leave in peace. Yet Osiris stopped him. "My pharaoh, you should not let this scourge leave. I have seen something else that was not written in the letter at all. This man is no common messenger. He is the mage that kidnapped our pharaoh and was banished from Ethiopia 500 years ago. He has cast a spell of youth upon himself and has been waiting all this time for our country to forget about the old feud with Ethiopia, and now he has come back in a paltry attempt to embarrass us further. The current king of Ethiopia does not even know who this man is. He has come here to do this of his own will. I say we end this grudge, here and now." "You dog!" the Ethiopian wizard cried. "How dare you unveil my scheme?" Then the pharaoh gave Osiris a command. "My grandson, son of Setna, Osiris the Great, my responsibilities as pharaoh have kept me from watching you grow so powerful. Yet I ask you now to finish this feud and prove to this Ethiopian invader how foolish it has been to maintain his grudge for so long." "As you command, my pharaoh," Osiris said. "Never!" shouted the Ethiopian. "I will kill you all!" He then pointed his hand at the floor and began to chant a word of power. Beneath his feet a black void spawned, and out of it began to slither a giant serpent. The serpent moved quickly and bypassed everyone, heading straight for the pharaoh. Osiris then laughed and snapped his fingers, and the serpent transformed into a harmless worm that slugged about at the pharaoh's feet. The Ethiopian mage then conjured a sphere of dark energy and hurled it at the pharaoh like a bolt of lightning. Osiris simply stepped in front of it, caught the sphere in his hands, and crushed it between his fingers as if it were brittle wood. Panicking, the Ethiopian then conjured a trail of fire and sent it